Welcome back to another episode of Chats with Clark. I'm the host, Joe Clark, and here at Chats with Clark, we don't do poppy intros. We get straight to the point. And the point today is Parker Shannon, CEO of Sowsh, amongst many other things. So, Parker, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good, yeah.
Awesome.
I'm excited to hear what you have to say about everything.
Awesome,
So.
yeah. No, I'm excited to be on the show.
So you recently endeavored on a new company. Parker's always working on different ideas. So lately it's been on Sowsh.
Sowsh is, in short, it's basically a digital networking tool. It allows the user to share anything instantly with anybody just by tapping their phone to somebody else's. So what Sowsh is it's an app-based product. This is the Sowsh tag. You put this on the back of your phone. And then we also have Sowsh cards you can use, and we have Sowsh keychains. So what you do is either your card or your tag, tap to the back of their phone, and then it'll pull up your profile. And your profile has all your contact information, social media, web links, payment information, music links, pretty much whatever you want to share.
That's awesome.
All in your profile.
Yeah.
So you just tap, they got your profile, and then from there, they can hit a button to save all that information to their contacts and a nice contact card.
That's crazy. Like, you're taking so much time and putting it into one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, having to like share all that, or like find someone on Twitter and then Instagram and then their phone number and their email. You're
Right.
eliminating all of that nonsense. And putting it
Right.
into
Well,
one
what we're trying to
experience.
do is make the whole like social interactions like seamless,
Yeah.
and just take the you know what's the word I'm looking for? The difficulty out of it, because you know you're trying. Often you're swapping phones, you know, swapping numbers, usernames. You know, it gets complicated, and especially when COVID was going on, when I was starting this, you know, social distancing and 6 feet away was a big thing, and the product works completely contactless. So you don't even actually have to tap their phone. It actually works from like 4 centimeters away.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
cool.
so completely contactless, germ-free, quick, efficient, and easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, do both people have to have that tag?
No, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Is if you don't have the app or tag, you can still receive my profile.
Nice.
Because what it does is it just shares my profile through a Safari link,
Okay.
and then you can open that up. So it's universally compatible.
Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, and so now that's for Apple, right? And you're working on an Android one
Right.
as well?
So right now, like I said, it's an app-based product.
Yeah.
So right now, only Apple users can use it because you need the app to set it up. But the Android app should be out in the next 2-3 weeks.
Nice.
And then Android users can also set up a tag and use it as well.
If they don't switch over to an iPhone within those 2 weeks.
Yeah, right,
Whenever
right,
they
right.
decide to do that.
Exactly.
So that's awesome, Parker. I'm loving the idea, and clearly in a technology-driven world, it's entirely applicable, right?
Mhm.
And like, it's like you're taking the place of business cards. Like it's
Right.
Like I know you've mentioned that before in some of your different promotions for it.
Mhm.
What kind of spurred your thought or started your idea towards Sowsh?
Yeah, so that actually will go back to the business that I was running last summer. So as we all know, 2020 was a tough year, the coronavirus pandemic, and there were the mask mandates that hit March, I think.
Yeah,
And so when that hit, I figured, everyone's got to wear a mask. Like, I should start, distributing masks,
great idea. Yeah.
And so I had actually purchased a mask, like right before everyone got sent home from college. I had purchased a Light Up face mask. The company was called Light Up Face Mask. I purchased one on Amazon, and it was like $40.
Whoa. Okay.
And I was like, this is sick, but like not worth $40.
Sure.
So I did some research and actually found out the source of this product, and got in contact with the manufacturer, and I just we actually made a few modifications because they had different models, but then just started Light Up face masks with the manufacturer. We'd order them in bulk, bring them to the States from China, but that was tough during the pandemic because there was all the trade embargoes and restrictions and whatever. Um, so we I bought it for 40, and then we settled it for 19.99.
Nice.
And so we mostly did e-commerce sales to the website, and then on social media. Like our pretty much our business model was through affiliate influencer marketing. We'd send out the product to said person, a lot of times for free, and then they create like a little promotional video, post it to their audience and followers, and then people come over to our page, and it works out for everybody.
Yeah.
And so then most of the sales were e-commerce through that way, and then we also had a kiosk at South Park Mall in Strongsville.
Okay.
Where we were doing the mask there, and business cards are expensive, so a lot of people, like, if they weren't buying the mask on the spot, or they wanted to buy one later or online or whatever, they're like, oh, can I get a business card? And for like a few weeks I was like, I don't have one.
Yeah.
And then actually started using like these with like a third party app.
Okay.
Where that I just coded my own contact card onto it, and then people, like, when I would give them my business card that way, with these, they'd almost be more interested in my business card than the actual mask, like the product I was selling.
Right.
So then, a few months went by, COVID started to fizzle out, the mask, mandates got lifted eventually, so it was like, okay, I don't know if there's a huge market for this anymore,
Sure.
except maybe, in the music festival niche. So that's when I was like, hey, what about those contactless business cards? I wonder if I could do that. And then I started doing more research on it, trying to figure out how I could get this started, and then just made the right connections, and here we are today.
It's amazing how like one thing just leads to another with all of it. That's so how life goes too.
Oh yeah.
First of all, what a great idea with the face masks. Like you saw the opportunity, you captured it, and it takes a certain awareness to be able to act quickly and efficiently in something that's eventually everyone was selling them, right? I feel like eventually.
Oh yeah.
Not light up ones like yours.
Yeah, that was the thing for me, is like I had just early on found that point of difference in the mass market, and I built the brand Light Up Face Masks. It was simple,
Very
one
simple.
product, that's all we did. And actually then, as the summer went on and the months went on, in the winter, more and more people started selling my exact same product.
Oh wow.
With just copying, doing other names, brands, stuff
Sure.
like that. So that was another reason why I was trying to get out of that market, because it was just, with global pandemic, everyone has to wear a mask. Sooner or later, everyone figures out they can, cash in on selling masks. So the market was just so competitive. And, it was kind of like a fad or a trend in a way, because it was just during COVID, people were wearing masks.
Right.
So, this, I think, Sowsh is a much better long-term business model.
Absolutely, yeah. The world's just going and going in that technology way.
Oh
so
yeah, no, like what you're saying with business cards, that's the traditional way we exchange information quickly, but we're slowly transitioning into a paperless society.
Yeah.
You think of, in school, at college, we don't take notes, we type notes, and then if you think about the financial system, there's all this hype about cryptocurrency now, which I'm invested in. So I believe I don't know the timeline, but I firmly believe in the next 10 years there will be some form of cryptocurrency that is like nationally accepted.
Okay. Yeah. There's players, like there's that one player in the NFL taking a full salary on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I saw that, and then I think the NBA, they gave the option to their players to receive partial or full in Bitcoin.
Yeah, so it's already starting, just a little bit, like so.
Yeah. And that's the thing with that, is it's just more mainstream adoption by other companies. Companies will hop on that wave because they'll figure out, oh, it's another way to get the consumer to spend money at my business.
Right. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Exactly.
If someone's spending money.
It's like you go to a place and they say cash only. Everyone's out the door. Like that happened to me at Chipotle the other day.
They have cash only at Chipotle.
Yeah.
wow, I've never seen that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Something must have been wrong there. Okay, yeah. So you finish up your face mask business. You're like, man, like I can hop in the business card, basically the electronic business card market, and create this very seamless transition. And then you started researching everything, and you found that there's a market for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's. I mean, there's a handful or so competitors of mine which have very similar apps. But I think what sets us apart is ours is just super simple. It's not hard to set up because I've downloaded some of the competitors' apps just to check them out, compare, and they're definitely pretty difficult. I mean, especially if you're not tech savvy.
Yeah.
But like ours is simple, easy to use, and then also what we're trying to do is like set ourselves apart because we're trying to be a sustainable business and be like a role model to other corporations to do sustainable business. So since we're essentially replacing the paper business card, what we're trying to do is repair the damage that the business card industry has done.
Okay.
So I can't pull the number off the top of my head right now, but the paper demand for business cards ends up being what is it? 500,000 trees are cut down every year just to feed that market, which is pretty massive, considering that business cards, 88% of them end up in the trash within 1 week of receiving them.
Yeah.
So then it begs the question, how effective even is this business card if the person doesn't have my contact to contact me later? Which Sowsh takes that out of the equation because you can save that person your contacts right on the spot.
It's brilliant, and it's on the wave of the effectiveness of it. Like, something that you have going for you is Sowsh, and the entire just the tag or the card that you offer. The amount of information you could fit onto the website is infinite. You know what I mean? Like you can just go on and on with all these links and all the information, but on a card, like you only have as big as that little thing is.
Oh yeah, like it's on a business card. Traditionally you got a picture of you, phone, email, your title and company, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which I went to a networking event with a bunch of HR executives in Cleveland last week, and they really seemed to like it because they could also share their LinkedIn with people.
Okay.
Which, like, in terms of business networking, is kind of like the pillar of I always say your network is your net worth. So, the LinkedIn feature is nice for business people.
Yeah, that's good. Where do you see it all going for you? Do you think that you're kind of like, how do you plan on expanding or anything of that nature?
So right now we're doing Sowsh tags, Sowsh cards, and Sowsh keychains, but with our manufacturer, we're looking into expanding the product line because these all come with like a special chip inside of them, and it's really small.
Sure.
So you could basically put in anything. So what I want to do next is do Sowsh rings.
Awesome.
And then whatever else from there. Maybe Sowsh Apple Watch bands, Sowsh coffee cup.
Anything.
We'll see. And then since it's like a social media company, maybe somewhere down the line, you have all your stuff there. Maybe somewhere down the line we integrate that with the social platform where the users of Sowsh can also use it as like a Twitter or something like that.
Okay.
But that's way down the line.
Way down,
We got to get the user base first.
Can you track all of that, or do you just track your sales? Like, how do you know how many people are using it?
Yeah. So on my website, I have a customer management system where I can see everyone who signs up for the app, and then I can see whatever links they put on their profile, or pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So for the app, none of your personal information's at risk. Like, you don't need to, if you're sharing your social medias or anything, it doesn't require any passwords or anything. You just need the web link to it.
Nice.
So it's all secure. No one can hack you. I've gotten that question a few times.
Okay. Sounds like something that someone who might not be our age might ask.
Yeah, exactly. But it's rather simple, and like we were talking about a minute ago with the business cards, you can only put a handful on there.
Sure.
The Sowsh app is set up, kind of looks like, we've kind of modeled it to look like Twitter or LinkedIn, where you have a profile picture, profile banner. So, for example, you could put your headshot and then maybe your company banner behind it, and then you put everything else in. And one of the nice features about it is you can add up to 8 web links.
Wow.
And on the web links, you can name them. So if you were to create your profile, you could say my podcast, or my website, or whatever you want, and then it'll link right to it.
Yeah, it's perfect. That's kind of what I was thinking about with this. I'm like, man, like the amount of people who do this online and use kind of what we talked about earlier, like Linktree or some of those. Like, this is even better.
That's another thing I was gonna say is like you could use like a Linktree in your bio.
Yeah.
That's fine. But also you could use a Sowsh link in your bio with your profile.
And then your
and you can share your Sowsh like this. Like,
sure.
It's got a lot of different uses for sure.
That's perfect. Yeah. Have you reached out to anybody who, like any of these influencer type people or anyone like that, to try and get them to use Sowsh and maybe brand yourself?
So I have reached out to a handful of people that were also like influencers, ambassadors with Light Up Face Masks.
Okay.
So actually, when we ended Light Up Face Masks, we converted the whole brand to Sowsh. Like the Instagram account got completely converted, TikTok got completely converted, and then the TikTok got deleted. It's a whole nother story for another day.
Oh no.
But
okay.
So I reached out to a couple existing connections I had through Light Up Face Mask, and I got good feedback from them. One of the most notable so far, this guy named Robert Stone.
Okay.
He's like in the WWE, like a section of the WWE, like a subdivision of the WWE.
That's kind of fun.
And and then he's like in Orlando. He runs like a gym and stuff, like him and his wife, and they love it.
It's perfect. Like everyone that comes in should get a Sowsh. Everyone that comes into that gym should get one. So
right, yeah. But that's kind of what I'm gonna be focusing on a lot for the rest of the summer. Is like I said, in the next week or so, the Android app will be out. A couple bug fixes and tweaks will be finalized, and then from there it'll just be the growth phase. We'll just be reaching out to people, seeing if they're interested, if they want to work together, a little partnership. There's a lot of things that got planned.
That's kind of the fun part. I mean, I think that's the fun part, of course. But you're a social guy too, so I'm sure you.
Oh yeah, no, that's I'm most excited for this phase coming up because like I said, we started in like February and now it's mid-July, and now it's like really ready to take off. All the hard work's just about done, and now we can just work on the growth phase.
That's tremendous. Yeah. Congratulations again too. It's always exciting to hear about these kinds of stories and stuff.
Yeah, that was like a challenge for me because with Light Up Face Mask, there wasn't really that startup phase per se because the product already existed.
Sure.
Just made the right connections, and then that was just pretty much all just marketing. But this, like, I had never before I started this, I did not realize how much work would be entailed. But I've pushed through it, and we're about ready to blast off. Yeah.
What do days look like for you as the CEO? What do you kind of do each day? And
it varies every day. I've got so many responsibilities. Like some days I might be working on improving the website. That's actually what I've been doing for the past like 2 weeks. Getting the website to the point where I could send a cold email to a company or whatever and say, hey, check out the website. Let me know what you think. And it's got all the information there. Because before, when we were developing whatnot, the website was just like a skeleton of what it would be. And now it's to the point where it's super easy to navigate, super easy to understand. It's got a bunch of pictures, it's fun to look at.
Right.
So
all the good things.
Yeah. So, because that, that's a bit, something we talk about with Sowsh is first impressions are important. And if someone drops down on your website and is like, oh, this is kind of isn't that good, they're probably not going to buy your product, you know, or not going to trust you.
No one needs like that. Like everyone's been on those websites that are just ugly or that you can't navigate. I can't stand that. Like, or if you click the link and it's like, oh, like server not found. I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, forget it. I'm not going back. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
So.
But then some other day-to-day stuff, like just following up with leads with different people, or like you know, scheduling out social media posts, or you know, just sending some emails. I haven't done a lot of that lately, but that, like I said, that's coming. And then
yeah,
it all depends every day.
When it varies, it's kind of fun too. You know?
Yeah, mix it up.
Yeah. Awesome, that's really great. Did you start the name just kind of from the like Sowsh coming from social kind of thing?
Yes. So so Sowsh originates from the word social media, like, but also SOW, the word sow or sow, I think it's pronounced sow actually, means to like reforest or replant. So that was kind of what I was talking about earlier with the sustainability piece of the company. So with since we're replacing business cards, with every Sowsh that order we receive, we then take a portion of the proceeds and then donate it to a nonprofit, and then they'll plant a tree.
Cool.
So yeah, so a lot of people ask me about that. They're like, "Are you really planting trees? Like every time you get an order, did you go out in the backyard and plant a tree?" I'm like, "No, no. It's the way it's all set up. You know, it goes automatically to. It's called Team Trees. Have you heard of them?
No, I haven't. But
a lot of YouTubers partner with them, like Mr. Beast.
Okay.
He raised like $1 million or something to plant 1 million trees or something. I know, because they have like a leaderboard of like who's planted the most trees.
Oh, wow.
Elon Musk is number 2 at 1 million. And then there's like one guy, I forget who it was, he planted 1,000,001 just to beat Elon.
Just to be that guy.
Yeah.
Wow, Elon Musk. He's got his hands in everything.
Oh yeah, dude. I have Twitter notifications on for him because, like we were talking about earlier with crypto, I'm invested in Dogecoin.
Okay.
Like pretty heavily actually, and he is like a huge advocate of it, and like Dogecoin has had its spikes in the past. It went up to like 70 cents at one point. Now it's 18 cents. So a lot of people lost a lot of money. But I bought in early, so I'm just holding it and waiting to see.
Sure.
But over this summer, he's been like engaging more and more with like Dogecoin community on Twitter. And then actually 2 days ago, he changed his profile picture to these sunglasses, and they have the Doge in the sunglasses.
Oh my gosh.
So like, and the big thing that everyone's kind of banking on is he tweeted a poll like a few months ago. Would you want Tesla to accept Dogecoin? And like it was like 80% yes.
Yeah, right.
And he like tweeted that at the same time that he tweeted we're gonna stop accepting Bitcoin because of environmental, like sustainable energy concerns.
Okay.
And now all China banned Bitcoin mining. So a lot of those Bitcoin miners were using coal and unsustainable energy to do that. So what a lot of people are theorizing right now, because nobody knows, but we can just make a safe guess, is that Tesla will resume accepting Bitcoin, and then also once Dogecoin gets their development to the point that it needs to be at, they'll also accept Dogecoin.
That'd be awesome. Like it'd be awesome to see a big company like that do that because
because all the other companies will follow suit.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I mean, I don't know if you know anything about Dogecoin. It's essentially the same thing as Bitcoin. It was created by one of the Bitcoin developers, literally in like a few hours as a joke, just to show like, you know, that cryptocurrency isn't like that serious type thing.
Yeah.
And then in the beginning of this year, it blew up, and you know, I think that Elon sees the potential in it because unlike Bitcoin, it can handle more transactions per second. It uses way less energy than Bitcoin, like a 10th of the energy.
Oh wow.
And the transaction fees are actually in the works of getting lowered right now.
Okay.
So, you know, those three things coupled with also they're doing like a Dogecoin Ethereum bridge, which will like combine Dogecoin with smart contracts. So it's
They're
like
working on it.
yeah, I've been following a lot this summer. They were really working on it, so I'm not too worried about it. I think that
Sure.
I just gotta hold
Sit
on
back.
tight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Just let it keep going to
Yeah.
the moon, right? Is Elon Musk one of your influences, would you say?
Yeah, actually, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I just think he's super smart.
He definitely comes off that way. Right?
Yeah.
He's so smart.
And
that
I
sometimes you don't know what's
I mean,
going on.
he's different from other billionaires in the fact that, like, he's not doing it to get rich, per se. Like,
Right.
he lives in a, like, $50,000 tiny home. Like, there's these things called box homes. They're basically, like, size of this room, but like a box, like Lego set home. And you put them together, and he lives in there in California.
No way.
So, yeah, and
I
then...
didn't even know that. That's cool.
And then like there's a couple of I think he has like a lot of money in Bitcoin as
Okay.
well. And he doesn't really save much, like he just reinvests it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So Elon Musk. Who else are some of your big influences?
My mom.
Your mom.
Yeah,
Okay.
my mom, she has her own company, she's an HR consultant.
Great.
It's called Pinnacle Leadership Solutions.
Awesome.
So just she's always worked from home, and she's always worked really hard, and just growing up and seeing her succeed, and like seeing how feasible it really is to run your own business has definitely inspired me to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah, you see it, you know what it's like, you know the hours she's putting in, and that she was home with you. You know,
Yeah,
that's what's
exactly,
cool. Like,
exactly. You can still have a life.
Yeah, right. What does your dad do, Parker?
So my dad lives in Long Island. He's in transportation logistics.
Okay.
He's also a big inspiration of mine. He's super smart. Actually, he gives me a lot of ideas. He's good to call him, get ideas from.
It's fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, if he, like, he's worked in transportation logistics for 30 years. Like,
Wow.
he basically just goes into companies and then analyzes their whole warehouse and trucking distribution plan and sees, what can we close, what should we stop doing or keep doing to save money. Like, logistics is a pretty crazy business because you don't realize how much that goes into it, and like how much companies can be overcharging you for stuff. I couldn't talk that much about it. I talked to him a lot, but it's definitely interesting for sure.
And people that have that analytical mind tend to be really good at that. It seems.
Oh yeah, that's how he is. He's super analytical for sure.
That's good. I'm sure you have some of that too, where it's like that's a perfect mix.
I was gonna say I'm like a perfect mix of my mom and dad. My dad's super smart and analytical, and then my mom super bubbly and social. That's why she does well as an HR consultant.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, it's good. You need that combo when you're being a business guy.
Right, exactly.
Because if not, you're getting someone else to run the business with you. That is doing the other.
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's definitely invaluable skills that I've picked up.
Absolutely. I'm really glad to hear that. Like, you have such high words for your parents too. It's awesome that they have their own paths that have really influenced and morphed into kind of yours a little bit too. Like, it's a cool testimony to them, what you're doing. And
yeah, definitely. And then both of them, like through Light It Face Mask and Sowsh, have been super supportive. Like, I mean, especially with Sowsh, like they're extremely supportive. Like, they call or text me like every other day, like about it, like, or like, what if you did this? What if you did that? I'm like, oh, cool. I'll think about it. Like,
it's fun.
It's awesome that parents are trying to help me succeed.
Good. Yeah.
Because a lot of some parents, kids in college, they're like, hey, I want you to focus on school. Like, I want you to get good grades, and I am. But a lot of parents would be like, no, we don't want you running a business. Like, you need to focus on school. Like, but I firmly believe you can do both.
Totally. Yeah. Why limit yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
If you can do both, you might as well do both.
And why wouldn't you? You put in the time and stuff in college, and then build something for after college.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you aren't shorting yourself by it's not like you're not finishing or something like that.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
You're still doing that
Yeah,
part of it too.
I'm still perfectly on track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So you have Elon Musk, which is big. You have your parents, and then you just were starting to talk about schooling a little bit. You're down at Miami, right?
Yeah.
At Miami, Ohio.
So I went to Mercyhurst University for a year and a half. Played baseball there. I mean, that was a great experience.
Yeah, it's cool.
You know, played a year there. We went to the College World Series.
Oh, sick.
Went down to Cary, North Carolina. Played at the Team USA facility.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really cool. And then like I got a ring because we run the regional.
Okay.
You know, made a ton of great friends. Like all those dudes on the team, my brothers. But then like you know, I kind of just got to realize that like that's kind of as good as it gets. Like I was there, like enjoyed myself, but I felt like I could have more. Like I didn't think that Mercyhurst was the school for me had it not been for baseball.
Okay.
And you know, I was really just trying to like. When I was there, it was all baseball. I didn't realize like I thought playing college sports would be so fun. You know, it's a grind.
Those guys work hard.
Yeah, it's nonstop. Like that's pretty much all you do. You know, you barely got time to eat half the time. You know, go to class. But so yeah, I was just trying to like get the other side of the experience in college too. You know, because at that point like it just I was burnt out. It wasn't the place for me. And got the whole experience. So
yeah, time to switch it up. You had the success.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it wasn't the school for me. In terms of academics either. I like not to bash them at all, but comparatively to Miami's Farmer School of Business, it was not that level.
Okay. Yeah. So then you switched over to Miami and you're studying business there.
Yeah, I'm doing marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah, I would have done a co-major with marketing and entrepreneurship because they have a pretty good entrepreneurship program there. But because transferring from a private to a public school set me back credits. I want to say I had like 110 something credits done and only 55 of them transferred.
Okay.
So like that's like a whole year. So that's why I got one more fifth year at Miami,
Okay. Yeah. Finish it out. I mean, that's cool too. Like,
right.
You just get it done and then.
Yeah. No, exactly.
It's good. Now, do you find yourself incorporating some of that marketing that you've learned into Sowsh? And definitely light up face masks. We know you did. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like I was saying with light up face masks, like the whole model is like affiliate influencer marketing, and that's kind of the same thing that we're doing with Sowsh. We actually just set up a referral program a few weeks ago, where if you're a user of Sowsh, you can actually make money for just using it.
Great.
So it's an affiliate program. You would sign up, you get a custom discount code, a custom link. You can share that to your followers, audience. They get 25% off, and then you get 25% commission. And then as you make more sales, that goes up.
Great.
So it's another situation. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
If you're going to be out there using and advertising the product, we're going to reward you for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good idea because people are like, oh, well, I can make a little bit of money, and how about Sowsh too? Like,
Oh,
if
right.
you love the product, you're just gonna love doing that.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, it just makes sense.
You know what I like too that with it, Parker, is like the it's not they're not huge. Like I don't like big bulky things. Like a little tag on the back of your phone, perfect.
Right.
The ring, like you mentioned, perfect. The watch, not big. Same thing with the debit card thing. Like it's all
Right.
stuff that you're carrying with you anyway, and it's not like you have to have some
yeah.
ordinary thing to do.
Yeah, that's the thing with another challenge with business cards is, if you're going to a networking event or wherever, you carry a stack of cards this big with you. It's bulky in your pocket or whatever. It's just inconvenient,
It is, yeah. I know exactly what you're saying, which is a very cool. Like it works to your advantage for sure.
Definitely.
Did you ever think like you'd own your own business when you were a kid? Like what was it like growing up with? So you had the mom doing her own thing, your dad was away and working, but what?
Yeah, so I mean, I think that looking back, I've always been pretty entrepreneurial.
Okay.
Probably by age 12, 13, middle school. I went through that phase as a lot of people do of the shoe game, this phase.
Absolutely.
So, I was buying, selling a lot of shoes, on eBay or Grailed, or I even had an Instagram page at one point. It's
Cool.
called Parker's Kicks, and
Nice.
I just post pictures of my shoes there and sell them to different people. Like,
Yeah.
so that was kind of like my first business.
Sure.
And then I guess if you want to count like snow shoveling as a kid, and then
Perfect.
so then after that I went into I started like a small business, like painting curb numbers, address numbers.
Mhm.
So I did that for a couple months or whatever, and actually handed out business cards for that.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, but
So you're working now to plant trees for all those that you.
yeah,
cut
right,
down.
exactly. So I think I did that at like age 16, 17 maybe, and then I don't think I really did any entrepreneurial things like junior, senior year of high school, and then at Mercyhurst, my sophomore year, I started to get into drop shipping on eBay,
Okay.
which what I mean by that is basically what I would do is I would buy products from Walmart.com or Amazon.com, and I would then put them on my eBay account on the marketplace
Yeah.
for 20-30% markup or whatever. And you wouldn't think that people would buy it, but the thing is, a lot of people, if their shop, let's say, vacuums, okay, so it was just any retail product you might
Yeah.
find at that place. Vacuums was a really popular one for me.
Interesting.
So, $40 vacuum at Walmart would sell for $65, $70 on eBay,
What?
and people would just search up like vacuum, and like, if your listing gets enough sales, or accumulates enough sales, it'll get pushed higher and higher to the top.
Oh, okay.
So, I had one vacuum. I probably sold like 60 of these vacuums
Oh
at
my gosh,
least.
that's
Like,
great.
yeah, just because people just type in vacuum cleaner and then buy the first one they see.
Yeah, they assume it's like discounted or something.
Yeah, they just don't do the proper due diligence of looking on multiple platforms,
It's hilarious. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that people clean. Like, I didn't realize that people clean still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, like, my family cleans, like, thank God, but like, I didn't know people did. So that's cool to hear that people were buying vacuums in the first place.
Right. So then that's actually how I got into. I got used to like that business model, and
Yeah.
then that's how I got into like building brands. Is just figuring out how to source products, finding manufacturers, and then also taking different marketing skills and social media stuff. Because with eBay, there's no marketing. You just put it on there and sell. So once I got the whole buying selling thing down, then I was ready to move more into marketing, advertising, branding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the fun. Like, my uncle and I, we love to talk about this kind of stuff too. Like, we always talk about things in just the terms. It's like it all comes down to supply and demand, which is what's
Mhm.
cool. And like, there's a market for everything. Like, that's what's so great about.
Oh, yeah.
I think like just where we are and like in history with the
Mhm.
way technology is and everything. Like, you don't have to have like you don't have to be the only one doing something, which I feel
Right.
like so often is what
Right.
we think about. Like, it's like, oh, well, that idea is already out there, and it's like, well, no, you can just take a little piece of the pie.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I was talking about earlier, there's a handful of competitors in the Sowsh space, and people have made me aware of that. But it's like I'm just one of the other fish in the sea,
Absolutely.
You know.
If you do it well, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And then,
You
like,
just
the
gotta set
marketing-
yourself apart.
The marketing's
Right.
gonna do that for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, sir.
We were talking a little bit earlier about that app Bump.
Mhm.
So for everyone's gonna remember that, but remember like that app? That was so funny. I just remember downloading Bump, and it was like you would tap you're supposed to tap your phone, and like I think it was, I could have sworn it was like iPod Touch days. Like you.
Oh, in that case, I have no idea how it would work,
Yeah.
because they wouldn't have like the special chips in them.
Right. That you need for like
For the
sending over.
yeah.
Because I just remember the big hype around it and then never being able to do it. Like, the way it would work and stuff. And like, I think you could send music over with Bump, or supposedly, and then never were able to.
Huh.
If anyone listening hears and remembers Bump, like, let us know. But
Yeah.
Bump,
Let us know if it worked.
Yeah, 2010 app or whatever it was. It's funny. You're on the renovated side of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's really cool. So what else is going on, Parker? What do you think you want to do? Like, is this the long term? Do you think you want to keep building businesses, or?
Yeah, I mean, ideally, like I said, I got one more year in college, that's what I'm going to be doing for the
Yeah.
next year, is building Sowsh, and my goal is to get it to the level where I can do it full time out of school. You know, it doesn't really matter how much money I'm making. You know, just as long as I got enough to live. That's my goal, is get the business to the level where that I have a livable income on.
Great.
And then, you know, from there to just keep growing. So.
Sure.
But you know, if that doesn't happen, I'm getting a degree from a pretty good business school. So, and I have a diverse set of experiences, and I really believe that I could go into like pretty much just about any company and offer some sort of value.
Yeah.
And you know, just different perspectives.
Especially in marketing. I mean, you've been marketing yourself with all these different entrepreneurial endeavors for 10 years now at this point.
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, no, for real. It's I mean, I still have a lot to learn for sure. Which is why I'm definitely not opposed to working in corporations, you know, out of school. But that being said, ultimately my goal is to not work in corporations. So if I have to for a few years, get some experience, and then dive back into this or the next thing, so be it. But you know, that's what a lot of people do. That's what my mom did. You know, you work in corporations for a handful of years, and then you get some experience, some knowledge, and then you can go start your own thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And the ideas hit you. The more life that we experience, like, then the more ideas are going to come to you. Just like with the light up face mask. Like, if you hadn't embarked upon that, then you would never, assuming they probably
never would have started this.
Yeah.
No.
So it's like the more you put yourself out there, and the more things that you get yourself involved with, then the more ideas that are even possible for you.
Yeah, right. No, I'm a big believer in, you know, saying yes to things and just getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you know, just put yourself out there and just, you know, risk it for the biscuit. You never know.
Biscuit. Yeah, right. And the biscuit tastes good when you get the biscuit.
Exactly.
So it's worth it sometimes. Do you have any regrets so far, Parker, in your life? Big, small, learning experiences, however you want to take it.
I don't think so. I think that I think if I'm just thinking about like all the different chapters of my life, I feel like every chapter has led perfectly segued into the next one.
Great.
You know, I don't regret you know, transferring schools. You know, that like I was happy in Mercyhurst while I was there, but I just wanted to change, and I couldn't be happier in Miami. I love it. You know, I've got amazing friends, you know, more friends than I could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
You know, I've been getting a great education, you know, and just having fun.
Yeah, the place is beautiful too. Miami's beautiful.
Yeah, it's super nice. If have you been there before?
Yeah, a couple times.
It's awesome.
It is. It's a nice time. It's always like, it feels pretty homey to me. I think like it's kind of got that homey feel a little bit. It's cool. I've never been to Mercyhurst, but nonetheless.
Yeah, no, it's really nice too. It's like Gothic style buildings.
Okay.
And it's got like a gate in front because it's like Catholic.
Yeah.
So
cool.
it's a beautiful campus as well. It's just a lot smaller.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like 5,000 kids versus 20,000. You know.
Yeah. That's a big switch.
Yeah.
So no regrets. You're a person that says yes. You kind of lived and always put yourself out there. So that tends to eliminate any chances for regret. You're not crossing people along the way. That helps. You know, what are some of the biggest dreams? Like if you could do anything, what do you think it would be? Whether it's like bucket list style, like go bungee jumping, or whether it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Be a professional baseball player, whatever. Just if nothing mattered.
I think traveling is one of my big bucket list things. Yeah. I've never been to. The only place I've been out of the country, or places, I've been to the Bahamas and Mexico, and Canada, but those are all kind of like neighboring countries, not too far. But I definitely want to go to Europe. I was going to study abroad last year, but then COVID hit. I was going to go to Barcelona, Spain.
Wow.
Yeah, which would from what I've heard, that program there is pretty cool.
I've been rocking.
Yeah, but definitely want to travel like different parts of the world and see stuff. And yeah, I mean, bucket list. Maybe be on TV. Okay,
Really?
bucket
Okay.
list. Be on Shark Tank.
Be on Shark Tank.
Yeah, I want.
With Sowsh.
Yes, with Sowsh.
Gotta start hitting up Cuban.
No, I know. I've been tweeting at him.
Have you?
No, I tweeted at him a few times last summer. Something about COVID, I forget.
Yeah.
Didn't answer, but yeah, no, I'm a huge Shark Tank fan. I've seen so many episodes, and that's definitely like helped me get my pitch down too. Like when I'm, introducing the product or the company as somebody new. And I've never seen anything like Sowsh on Shark Tank.
No. No, and you have like an actual thing, which is good. You know, you have something tangible that they can see and
Right.
do the whole thing. You can hand it out to all of them. And
Right, exactly.
Mr. Wonderful grimace at you kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, as exciting as that sounds, definitely would be nerve-wracking.
Absolutely.
Because you never know what questions they're going to ask you.
Never know anything.
Could start grilling you at any point.
Yeah. And you also don't know, like, when they tell you great things, then they're all like, yeah, I'm out. It's like, you all just loved it, supposedly. What do you
Yeah.
mean you're out?
Mhm.
That always blows my mind. All 5 are going to tell you how great it is, and none of them go in. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Or they all go in and you didn't think that they even liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to even do that. Actually, okay, what I know for sure is, based on the number of episodes I've seen, you got to have a decent amount of sales.
Okay.
Like, I've never seen anybody on there with like less than like a couple $1,000s of sales, or like 10,000 probably.
Yeah.
I'd say like 10-20,000 probably their minimum.
Kind of trying to take it to the next level almost, as opposed to the starter up phase.
Right. They want
That
to
makes sense.
see that you have a proven business model.
Yeah, because everyone's got an idea.
Right.
You know,
Anyone could get on there and pitch an idea. They're like, well, I have nothing tangible,
Yeah.
So.
Nothing to show for it. No. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you're working your way towards that, and then you'll hop on Shark Tank, and then
Yeah. That's definitely on
Travel
dream
to
mine on the bucket
Barcelona.
list. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I'm not really sure what else off the top of my head, but
Oh,
there's
those
a
are
lot of
good
things I
ones.
want to do. I told you I went to the music festival this weekend.
Yeah.
That was like my first legit music festival.
Okay.
Been to a couple smaller ones, but man, it was crazy. Like,
Was it? Yeah.
like even if you're not that into like dubstep or EDM, just like being there is just so entertaining, because they got like the huge screen, laser beams, like the loudest music you've ever heard, and it's just fun. It's like going to like a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like because they play all these crazy visuals and the
Okay.
lasers. It's just so entertaining.
Yeah. It's an experience. Like,
Yeah.
It's more than just.
For real. It's like going to the circus too, because you see that, and then you see all the people dressed crazy walking around, and it's just fun.
Yeah, that's a good time. I'm glad you get to go.
Yeah.
What about like some of the other big ones like Lala or any of those?
Yeah, no, I definitely want to. Big one I was hearing from people this weekend is EDC Las Vegas,
Okay.
or Electric Forest. So
Sweet.
those are, and then Lala's also a big one. But yeah, I mean, I would say in my lifetime, I would like to go to all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Gotta try them all out, and now's the time.
Exactly.
You know, get after it. So another thing that I tend to contend is that I feel like if people live like a grateful life, if they're kind of mindful of that and embody some of the traits that come along with being grateful, that they tend to be happier, more effective, more productive, more at peace.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have any belief in that? Do you think that gratitude plays a role in your life?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's not with me right now, but I actually have a journal. It's called the Gratitude Journal.
Cool.
And every day it just has a little place that you can. It says, "I'm grateful today for," and then you just fill in the blank.
Sweet. Yeah.
And you either end your day or start your day with that, and it just gets you in the right frame of mind, because every day or even every hour you feel different, but you can just be grateful and thankful for something like that. Like, you realize how well off you are.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Once
it
you
puts
realize
things in
that,
perspective,
it
like,
does.
for sure.
Do you start your day or end with it?
Usually end.
Usually end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Because
It's
I'm not really a morning person.
Okay. You
Yeah.
sleep. You're like, I just want to wake up.
Yeah, right. No, I'm a night owl. Especially at school, sometimes I'll be up all night just
work couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah.
Just what sparked the gratefulness for you? When did that begin?
I think okay, so I think that that was when I was going through a tough time because my parents had just got separated, like freshman year of college, and then also my brother went out of state to a boarding school, so I was just like kind of depressed, like you know, just feeling like down, alone, and you know that just helped me like just change my mindset of like that victim mentality to just be like everything's okay, like you know, I got what I need, like, you know, I'm in such a good position compared to most people, like, you know, everyone's got their shit, you know, everyone thinks their shit's a shit, but, you know, everyone goes through it, so you just gotta work through it, you know.
True, totally true. Yeah, everyone's got something that they're grappling with, and eventually you find the mindset that works for you, and I agree, like, if you have a grateful mindset, you tend to look at things a little bit differently and a little more resiliently. Like you're going to be a lot more resilient towards whatever that thing is.
And that's resiliency. That's another thing. Is like I played baseball my whole life, and baseball is a game of failure. And you know you're in the Hall of Fame if you get a hit 3 out of 10 times, hit 300.
It's true.
So you know, just growing up playing that type of game, and then figuring out how to control my emotions and deal with failure has definitely set me up to be successful as an entrepreneur, because you know I can take criticism, I can take constructive criticism, you know, I can fail, you know, I can whatever, you know, lay a face mask. I wouldn't consider it a failure. It did well, but it just didn't last forever.
Yeah, it just phased out. That's all right.
It's okay. I wasn't hung up on it, trying to keep it going.
Yeah, it phased out so you could get social rolling too. You know, it's amazing how all of that kind of, like if you were so hell bent on light up face masks, then who knows what would have happened? Maybe you wouldn't have seen or had the vision for Sowsh.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. Yeah, I love to hear that because gratitude plays such an important role in my life too, just through different things, like all the time. But I mean, because of different things, it really has jumped into such a pivotal spot too. So I'm always elated to hear that people agree with that or have similar experiences.
It's definitely important, because if you just don't stop for a second and realize, like, if you just don't have the awareness to realize like that you're in a good position, that a lot of people would kill to be like just not a enjoyable person to be around.
You kind of make yourself miserable.
Right.
Everyone else miserable.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've noticed. You know, with people are just constantly complaining. You know, that negative energy rubs off on other people.
It does. You know, it's funny. Like you're around someone that complains all the time. You're like, why am I exhausted? Like I feel tired and I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Just listening to you is exhausting.
Exactly, dude.
It sounds so bad, but it's like, I'm like, oh my god, like how are you complaining again?
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I don't know how people can go through life like that.
No, yeah. And that's not to say that, I mean, of course stuff happens and all of that's real, but yeah, all in all, like you can't sweat the small stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, sure. That's another good point, like that baseball taught me, is that there's so much in this world that you can't control, and that you just got to focus on control what you can control. And you know, ultimately I think that's how you grow as a person, is you just focus on what you can do to make yourself better in whatever way, shape, or form that is, rather than, you know, what it is that's happening to you, because you can't control what's happening to you. You can only control how you react to it, or, you know, your day to day.
Yeah, that famous saying, right? Like life's like 90% what happens to you and 10% what you make of it.
Yeah.
Like that. I feel like we've all heard a rendition of that.
Yeah, definitely.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Parker, if you had a piece of advice, a story to tell, maybe some moral lesson to give to either up and comers, to people in the world now, or just in general, what would you say?
Do what you want to do, and don't really worry about what anyone else has to think about it, because you know, in this world, in this life, there's always going to be people who are on your side, who love you and or support you, but then there's always going to be the people who don't see things the same way as you, or you just don't get along with. But it doesn't matter. If you just stay true to yourself, you're going to get to the place you want to be. And if you just block out all that noise, then you're going to be on the right path.
That's great. Yeah, because you really can get lost in that noise if you let yourself. I totally agree. You got to block that out. And like you're saying, man, it's like people are gonna hate no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're doing. Like, well, I mentioned this little thing before, but like someone will donate money, like some multi-millionaire will donate, $100 million, and people want more. It's like, oh, just take the good. Like there's always gonna be hate.
Exactly.
And to hate is just gonna tear people.
You've always heard it is you can't please everybody.
No.
It doesn't work that way. It's impossible. As much as you try, you cannot get everybody to like you.
True. Right.
It's impossible. But yeah.
The best way to handle it, like you're saying, is just to do you, to be you. So that's great. Do what you want to do. Yeah. Block out the noise. Those are some real relatable things you just said there. Do you have any final closing thoughts? Anything you want to say before we wrap up our episode here?
Go follow Sowsh on Instagram, Sowsh.co, and follow me on Instagram, Sowsh.ceo. That's about it.
Great, and for everyone that's listening to this podcast, thanks for tuning in. I'll be dropping all of the information in the information below, down in the comment section and all that jazz, so you can check it out. Those of you on YouTube, as always, depending on what YouTube allows me to do, because they just change their minds every day, I might be putting the links in the video, I might put the links in the comments, but you'll find it. It'll be attached to the video. It'll be to Light Up Face Mask. It'll be to Parker's Instagram. It'll be to Sowsh's website. Anything that is has been talked about in this episode here that you want to see will be down in the comments. And of course, that way, if you want to get in touch with me or you want to get in touch with Sowsh's CEO, Parker Shannon here, you are able to do that. So, Parker, thanks for joining us. It's been an awesome time. Yeah,
thanks,
pleasure.
Joe. It was a great conversation.
Always. Thanks for tuning in. This has been another episode of Chats with Clark.